say, less the day keeps the doctor away from your boy hole. And going off of that, this is another video about music and my favorite beats of the 2010s. With the 2010s winding down and presumably, we probably ain't getting a Kanye album anytime soon. Probably not getting Cardi album anytime soon. FKA Twigs, Grimes coming out. I'm sure we could a couple of shock drops. There could be some pretty fire beats that do come along in the next 3 months, but we'll try to report on those as they come. As it stands, though, I feel okay in making my top 10 favorite beats of the 2010s, and we will start now. All right, starting off, we have my favorite song, my favorite beat of the 2010s, and the rest of this order won't be in any kind of ranking, but this one particularly has to be. I'm God by Clams Casino off of his album Instrumentals 2. Now, this came out in 2012, which seems like a lifetime ago. We were supposed to be dead that year. This plan's supposed to be dead that year, to just remind you. His album, this song is most notable, most infamous, one might say, for being used by Little B on his track "I'm God" off of Six Kiss. Uh, you may be able to say unanimously, or at least by a majority, Lil B's best serious song. Now, if you've never heard "I Am Jen Heaps" just for now, which I didn't before the song came out, it's a good song in its own right. It's very atmospheric. All those syllables for that word that I don't know. And the song, being a Clemson Casino song, it is naturally cloudy, um, chill wave, as many people say. It, he takes it to another level on this one. I mean, just the way you hear that, dun, 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 I can't do it, but like the way it just kind of loops and reverbs after the deep breaths, and then just like towards the end, it just starts bouncing like the normal song does. Dun dun dun. It's so when she says "leave all your hopelessness behind," yo, it's literally what song a beat you had to listen to at some point if you are a fan of hip hop. It is one of the best sample flips, if not the best sample flip of the decade, and that's with Madlib, of Ninth Wonder, Kanye, whoever. All right, number two, Electric Chug Poop. Devil in a New Dress. My, you know what? I wouldn't even say this is like in my top five of favorite beats, but it's just factually one of the top five, top 10 beats of the decade, without any doubt. The Good Friday version, as many people would know, did not have the guitar solo, which is interesting to me. I listened to it before. I've listened to it before recording this video, but the fact that guitar came after really shows you how important Good Friday was in cultivating how good My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy would become. Anyway, the guitar solo makes this beat what it is. How I consider it. But a couple things. I didn't know this wasn't produced by Kanye. The story goes as Genius put, this artist named Bink, a producer, sent him out to Kanye, flew him out to Hawaii. Kanye flew him out to Hawaii, and this offhanded beat that he just had put together. Kanye heard that, dropped the bar. She loved Jesus, but she learned a lot from Satan. I don't remember. We love Jesus, but she didn't learn stuff. Okay, so what Kanye said in the booth was she loved Jesus, but she learned a lot from Satan. Then you refine it for the final version. Um, and this was Bink. This production came as a result of Bink. That's a weird name, Bink. Bink putting together it's two parts of Smokey Robinson's "We Love Me Tomorrow." I never looked up what that sample was from, but if you listen to as I just did, if you listen to the song, it's I mean on its own it's pretty good, and I'd say he did a pretty good job of like he took to two separate segments and threw it together, and I really never rationalize that they were two different ones. They flow together so well. But yeah, you got the sample flip, which is great, fantastic. The guitar riff. I mean, a lot of people wonder, like me including, why people keep on going to Mike Dean with how often Mike Dean just is a lazy piece of garbage. Nah, I don't want to call him that for it. But just how lazy Mike Dean seems to be sometimes. How often he'll mess up a mix or a master and then have to redo it, or how have to do something over right before. One part of that's because that's just Kanye's preference. Although I know Mike Dean's like that with other artists as well. Two, this guitar riff alone is why. I mean, that guitar riff is more than likely. I mean, unless you would go to like Tom Impala, probably the most legendary guitar riff of the decade, I would imagine. Um, by far, maybe. I mean, can you think of any other guitar riff that's comparable in terms of notoriety this decade? I can't. So that's just how I look at that beat. I regard it as one of the most maximalist beats, and it just fits that album perfectly. I know someone else would like to have like "Runaway" or "All of the Lights" or something like that on here too. There's great options. I just think "Devil in a New Dress" is the simplest one. You know what's the funniest thing about this next track is that like it has no samples. I thought that it has. So I mean, I guess the producer tag counts as a sample. But there's no samples in this song. And the song we are referring to is Puff Daddy by JPEG Mafia, produced by Kenny Beats. And this is a song that introduced me to both of these artists. Not really knowing much of either, but seeing at least JPEG Mafia around internet circles. And the title interested me, the album cover, which I want to say that's JPEG Mafia as a kid. I think he posted on his Instagram that was of him, I believe. So that was JPEG Mafia as a kid. He always had his hairline pushed back, apparently, to some degree. And really, as far as this can tell you enough about the song itself. If you type in Kenny Beats, Puff Daddy, the first thing that pops up between the two entities, Kenny Beats and the song, is 808. The 808s for this song are incredible. The synths are incredible. Um, I mean, this is just a masterclass in production. And then it's one of the few songs where JPEG Mafia just spits. There's no gimmicks. There's no extra-ness. I mean, there's a sample where he says, I think it's him. It sounds like a woman, though. A woman layered with a lot of auto-tuner and vocoder, the N-word, to close it out. It's really weird. It feels like a kind of a JRPG from like the 90s, the way that music works, or like you do like a JRPG with like kind of like a Nintendo soundtrack, and just like had to go scorched earth. It's one of the weirdest beats I've heard, and the one thing about Kenny Beats, I like a lot of Kenny Beats' beats, but I don't know if I've heard a beat from him that's as spastic as his beat. Like I hear I've heard some of the Keys 777, Rico Nasty. I think I heard a couple of his Freddie Gibbs production. I think it's maybe one or two, but I don't think if I've heard anything from him that just some of I believe it was Nudie. He was on Nudie or OD Grito, one of the two. I haven't heard anything that this wild. I know that it may be this wild because it is an equally wild individual rapping over it. But I need him to give a curveball again, something that's crazy if he has it in him. I'm sure that they work together on this because JPEG has his own kind of electronic uh, influences in some of his music, but I need something else like this from at least one of the two artists.
So try this home out. You like it? Fuck this shit! Oh!